game that a human will have to decide what passes for human is no longer valid in all cases.
Ya no es válido
A
en
reverse
todos los
Turing
casos.
test is a modification of the original, where the objective of one or more of the roles has been reversed. As AI proliferates into every corner of the dark forest internet, other non-human machines will increasingly be tasked with a reverse imitation game, where language models and other technologies will try to prove that they're human. CAPTCHA is an example of a reverse Turing test. It may soon not be the case, but right now, there are still no systems sophisticated enough to reliably read and reproduce distorted images of text. And so, the CAPTCHA computer decides that any successful deciphering must be done by a human. A test like this is important because without it, you can imagine websites being overrun by spam, scams, and bots. But it seems inevitable now that they will be. The specific phrase that LLMs use to identify themselves as an AI language model has started to show up in Amazon reviews, Yelp reviews, tweets, and LinkedIn posts everywhere, specifically because we don't have the CAPTCHA equivalent protecting those spaces. To these systems, the AI may as well be human. The time is coming, and coming very soon, when we will need CAPTCHA-like systems in place socially,
Va a haber
politically,
banda que se va a hacer
commercially,
pasar por
to
IA.
determine.
O sea, va a haber banda que va a decir, no, sí, es una IA, mira cómo piensa todo, va a ser una banda. Luego va a haber IA súper dura que te haga creer que es una persona.
What is actually human-generated
Claro que
content,
sí,
lest
o sea,
everything you see online just add to the cacophony of a dead internet. We don't have these systems
Ya
yet,
vivimos en
and
un
if and when we
internet
do,
muerto.
they are likely to lag dangerously behind what massively incentivized generative AI will be able to do by that point. Do you really think a platform like Twitter will be able to sort the synthetic from the simian and make the right moves here, when it's basically just shit posting its way through the apocalypse? So, how do you tell other humans and thinking machines that you are in fact human on a dark forest internet? Maggie Appleton has some practical advice for human signaling online in an age of generative AI, and the first is right here. Show up in meet space, meet other people, go outside and actually touch grass. Something no doubt was lost when our digital lives became more important than our physical ones. So let's go out there and reclaim it. This is not as fun or as accessible as the internet before it went dark, but it's probably the quickest and easiest way to prove that you are a human to other humans. The institutional verification of your humanness feels the most dystopian idea, but it may be the most unavoidable. It would have to be something that goes beyond a blue checkmark that you pay a rich man baby for. Maybe before registering a website, writing an article, or even posting to social media, you have to show up in person somewhere and verify that you are in fact you, and not just an image or voice that could be easily generated. Internet culture grew up around hating this idea in principle, but it may be impossible to avoid when any bad actor for free can fool millions of people into thinking that the Pope has drip, or deepfake a president declaring nuclear war. The last two tactics Appleton offers takes advantage of the fact that current AI models are indeed machines trained on certain data sets from certain places and at certain times. Knowing this, we can come together online and triangulate objective reality with each other to prove our humanity. Our brains are constantly producing models of the world and check those models against sensory input. Current AI models cannot do this. They don't know any facts, people, or world events that came into being after their most recent round of training, and they don't feel the world like you do. They don't belong to communities. They don't reflect on themselves and their history, or enjoy the...
I never throw dice. What did Albert say about time if a person sits for a minute? You know, we're behind what I said about his theories.
richness of sensory experience. By communicating with each other online in a way that reflects the aspects of humanity apart from intelligence, we can simultaneously have more grounded interactions and be sure that a human is on the other side of the screen. Finally, we can distinguish ourselves in the dark forest by becoming what Appleton calls algorithmically incoherent. Large language models like ChatGPT only work by sequencing words that are the most statistically likely to go together in response to a prompt based on vast amounts of training data. Because of this, these models hedge and generalize. In other words, they basic. This gives real humans an opportunity to reclaim one aspect of internet culture that is still the most fun: creating internet-specific culture. No language model will be able to keep up with the pace of weird internet lingo and memes, Appleton writes. Using jargon, euphemistic emoji, unusual phrases, in-group dialects, and memes of the moment will help signal your humanity. And it's possible that human culture could continue to outpace AI culture like teenager culture outpaces their parents. Maybe Riz and Gyat will end up saving something uniquely human online. I wish I was able to end this warning on a happier note. I really do.
Yeah.
And make no mistake, I am 100% certain that AI and its proliferation will lead to some amazing outcomes. I think it could provide free, world-class education to every child in the world, and it would just be on their phone. I think if anything is going to find a cure for cancer, it's going to be one of these large, intelligent systems. But for me, it is much easier to think of many more, much more harmful outcomes. Phone scammers using your synthesized voice to scam your parents. Thanabot makers who offer to bring back any loved one you wish for the right price. Nudify apps that are already here, by the way, that can make pornography of your 10-year-old daughter from a single photo. We are not ready for what's coming, and one you wish for the right price. Nudify apps that are already here, by the way, that can make pornography of your 10-year-old daughter from a single photo. We are not ready for what's coming, and we need to think about our next steps very carefully, lest we all get lost in the darkness.
En la oscuridad. Damn. Qué buen video. Certified Banger. Hablando sobre la inteligencia artificial. Qué locura. Bueno, vamos a más material y regreso con ustedes.